How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to one of the new cars on the channel. Today's video we're going to introduce you all to the new Audi A5 Sportback S-Line edition I've picked up in the last month or so, and I'm going to walk you around the car, what it is, how it came about, and yeah, this is one of the new cars on the channel to go alongside the Range Rover and the Mercedes A-Class. So yeah, let's walk you through it. So as you can see from the reg, it's a 70 plate reg, so that means it was registered last year, end of 2020, sort of September time. And yeah, as you can also tell from the new styling points on the car, it is the 2020 onwards facelifted edition of the Audi A5. It comes in this Sportback specification and it also has the S-Line package on it. I got it brand new from Audi, came with I think 15 miles on the clock when I first picked it up, and I've had it for a good month or so now and managed to rack up the miles, hence why it's a bit dirty. I've been taking it on some country roads and really getting a feel for it, but this is the new car on the channel, so I'll give you a little walk around, talk about some of the features and let you know my first thoughts on it so far. Being the facelifted model then from the old A5, there is a few differences in the styling of the exterior. So to start off with, on the front you've got a whole new grille, new honeycomb grille. Looks a bit more sporty than the previous descendant of this car. It comes with obviously the chrome around the outside of it, which I think is fine on a white car. If it was a black car, you'd want that blacked out, you wouldn't want that standing out too much. And it also has the different lower bumper, so you have this slit in the bottom skirt there, which is slightly different to the old ones. The old ones didn't come with that. And you also have two side angles there. You've got this new grille effect in the front there with the sensors and also the camera for when you're parking, and the lights at the front, the fog lights. Alongside getting a different grille and front bumper, these new Audi models also come with standard with the LED headlights. Obviously these are the headlights where the swooping indicator that goes across now comes completely standard. So in every new Audi you'll get that, which you didn't get in the old ones, which I think is a great little addition. I'm not sure how well you can make it out in this lighting, but the bonnet gets a slight change, so you have these juts to it, slight curves and lines in the bonnet, which makes it look a bit more sporty and probably has a bit of aero involved, but not too much compared to the RS and the S editions. But it is a nice little touch on the bonnet to give the car a few more lines and make it have a bit more of an aggressive stance to it. Alloys on the car then, apologies, they are dirty. I haven't cleaned this car as of yet. You've got the 18-inch alloys come as standard, and they come in this 5-spoke option. You can obviously option different ones. I just went for the standard spec option, and that was these 5 spokes. I think they'll suit the car really well, especially when it's a white car. I don't think you necessarily need fully satin black alloys or anything, so I think the grey works quite well. They are a bit dirty now and they look much better when they're clean, but I think they suit the car and work with the car really well. S-Line and Sportback variants also get this side skirt that you can see that runs along the length of the car. It adds a little bit of a sportier feel. It has a nice groove to it that makes the car have a better stance from the side profile, and it gives it a few better angles on the car. As you can see, it has this massive crease there, the skirt creases a bit there, and it also has a line along the door, which gives it a more of a sporty look to it from all angles. Coming round to the rear of the car then, you've obviously got the new rear tail lights on the back, the new LEDs on them. Obviously when you swoosh, the indicator goes across like that. That wasn't a thing on the old ones unless you spec'd it in an option, which weren't cheap. But obviously coming as standard, it does make the car look so much better and has a more prestigious feel about the car straight away from the base models. You've also got this enhanced diffuser on the bottom, so as you can see it's got the chrome strip along the side before it hits this grey aspect, and then you've got the double exhaust at the back. You can obviously see the exhaust further inside slightly there if I just zoom in, but the massive exhausts give this a much sportier feel compared to the old A5, which just had the 2 circular exhaust pipes coming out the back of the car. So I think this gives it a much more sporty look, gives it a nicer stance from the back, and overall the rear of the vehicle on this new A5 I think is much better. As you can see, this is the 35 TDI model, so it isn't the 40 or the 45 TDI that you can get in the A5, but it does pack enough power, and obviously it's an auto as well, so once you put your foot down the car does go. It doesn't have much lag to it either. Coming to the inside of the car then, I'll show you what's changed on the inside compared to the old model. As you can see, I have been on countryside roads recently and the car has got a bit dirty, but on this side you've obviously got the S-line kick plate there, so when you're coming out you don't damage the paint. Actually, on the other side, before we get to it, I'm still yet to have taken off the blue sticker on this side. Now, to be honest, I think I'll leave it on. It doesn't bother us being on the passenger side, but that shows how new the car is. So once you get inside, we'll start it up. You obviously have the digital cockpit behind the wheel. You have this new display, so I'm not sure on the exact dimensions of it, but it's much bigger than the old A5s, and it is also touch screen. So compared to the old A5, get that off. Compared to the old A5 where you would have a dial down here that you would turn to control the screen, it's much bigger, it's got a much better resolution to it, and overall it is just a much better screen. It's much better from Audi. It's different to some of the other Audi models where they have it built in here and they have another screen down here, but I do quite like this screen on the top. Obviously you've got your heated seats and all your aircon stuff, so I'll turn it on, but obviously scrolling along here, it's all touch sensitive. You can change whatever you want and put whatever speeds you want. You have your drive select, so pressing it down here, you've got your efficiency, your comfort, your auto, your dynamic and your individual. Changing anything on here, for example, if you put that in dynamic, it will change on the display in the center. Auto, comfort, efficiency, and then you can also press view. You can make that bigger, but I really like the large map display on there, especially when you've got a nav going. So coming into the center console, the center console has changed on this car compared to the old A5. Like I mentioned before, you don't have the turn dial to control the screen. You still have this little slot for your keys with the volume and the skipping songs, but on this side you have the auto start stop and the park and brake, and then you have the usual Audi gear changer with up, neutral, reverse, down into drive and sport. You get this new little storage bin, doesn't offer you much, and then you've got obviously a few options on here with a 12-volt socket and a USB, 2 cup holders, and then another nice little option is this little center storage bin. This has also got wireless charging, so you just put your phone in there, and if it's compatible with wireless charging, it'll charge up for you. And the one benefit I love, which Audi have added to this car, is wireless Apple CarPlay. It's so much better than plugging a phone in. You just have your wireless phone in the car, Apple CarPlay comes up straight away. So yeah, this is the interior on the new one. Obviously the wheel, I was surprised it didn't come with a flat bottom steering wheel. I really was looking forward to a flat bottom steering wheel, but I suppose the steering wheel itself, nice enough shape, not too big, not too small. The inside of the car then, obviously it's got this brushed aluminium with the piano black there. You got this, I'll shut this door. You got the air vents that run all the way along, and you have all of your typical Audi toggles on the side there, child locks, whatever, adjusting your windows and whatnot, and then your auto stuff on there for the lights. But overall, it's not a bad story at all inside this. It's very plush on the inside. It has that luxurious feel to it, and overall, the car, I've been driving it about for the last month and a half or whatever, and I've been really pleased with it. I'm going to do a first impressions drive on it and opinions on it in the next few days and let you all know how it drives, what it's like to throw around corners and on country roads, and how it's been driving in the city. So yeah, cheers for watching. If you want to know anything more on the car, let us know. I can probably go into a video talking about the spec as a whole on a configurator. I can probably do an insurance video on it and talk about how the car came about in the first place with finance deal. But if you want to see them, drop it in the comments below, let us know in a message and whatever else. I'll catch us all in another one. Cheers.